this is World of Nordic Lights here, and I'm here to talk about this amazing Wandavision episode 6 episode, and we're specifically going to talk about how did Wanda move the hex and all that important stuff. Now, before we start, please like and subscribe. It really does help the channel, as I'm very small, and enjoy the video. Please let me know any feedback. So, we start out with this whole thing. She stops time, gets all red and glowy, eyes light up and all that jazz. Stops time, but Billy and Tommy can move, which is interesting. And then the hex just starts expanding. It gets everyone in sight. And yeah, Hayward escapes, but Darcy gets in. Jimmy and Monica, as we know, are not there. They're currently going to get that vehicle that we saw in the trailers. And, yeah, it's just really, insane. Now, before this, she did hit Pietro, because it made a reference to Wanda and, Vision being dead, sort of a meta reference. He keeps making these meta references. It's very interesting, but that's a whole nother video. And we actually get our first good look at the hexagon, the hex. It really just comes out, and we see how tall it is. We see its hexagonal shape as Hayward escapes. And it's interesting that Hayward does escape, because I feel like Wanda would make sure to grab him, and I think it's a bit more like plot convenience of, why and how he escaped, but, and into that. But, yeah, and how did she do it, I guess, is the last question. I'm just gonna guess. She says, again, in this episode, she has no idea how this started, but I feel like she actually doesn't, because even when she's most vulnerable with Pietro, not necessarily trusting him, but she's most vulnerable with him, she didn't even tell him. So I just think it's very, interesting about what's going on. So, yeah, and, yeah, I think that's really, there's not really a whole lot on the hex, that we know about how she did it, why she did it. The only notable things is Billy and Tommy kept moving, Hayward escaped, but literally everyone else got in, and, the clowns, that's the other thing. Everything turned into, like, a carnival type thing, which, I think that might be Wanda, slightly dissing, being like, oh my gosh, you bunch of clowns, you idiots, all that jazz. But, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Any feedback is appreciated. This has been World of Nordic Lights. Thank you.